Everybody else scooters off and they can all go down this way. That's usually about something. Yeah. I was gonna say, I don't get that a day. I don't get that a week. But see, I put a tremendous amount of space. Well, that's what I do. So that's why I span on it.
Please stand for the pledge. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all for attending a kind of an amended, not really amended, but we changed our schedule. So from Monday to today to kind of help make sure we get a quorum here tonight. We'll do a roll call. Mr. Bryant's not here. Ms. Buck is not here. We have Sweet.
Here.
Ms. Brooks.
Here.
All right. Also with us is Rhonda Barrett, Clerk Treasurer, and Dustin Huddleston, Town Attorney. The minutes of council meeting, May 28, 2024, and executive meeting, June 6, 2024.
I make a motion if there are any corrections or amendments, minutes to be approved as presented. Second.
I believe I'll have to abstain on the 6th meeting, so it'll have to be postponed to another approval. But we can go ahead and approve the May 8th meeting. So if we could, let's do that. Let's do it separate, and then I'll abstain from the June 6th meeting. So
Motion to approve the town council meeting minutes of Tuesday, May 28th, 2024, as presented. Second.
all in favor?
Aye. So how do I actually present
Just do
that?
the same thing again, and then I would abstain, correct?
Okay.
No, you just table that till
Okay.
next meeting.
Table
So we
that.
have, okay. All right, Rhonda, claims, please.
In your package, you have two dockets, the one for tonight, the amount is $722. We had to change it last minute, sorry. $722,833.61. And we have one for the end of the month of April, which was $260,796.38, and all claims have been reviewed and signed.
Any questions, council?
No. Motion carried. Okay. Make a motion to approve the claims as presented. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, ordinance 2024-9, transfer of appropriations, this is first reading. Ms. Barrett.
All right, when we did the budget for Johnson County Edit, all of the money was put into capital outlays. And so this is just transferring money from capital outlays to the personal services.
Thank you, Rhonda. No further action on that, it's our first reading, correct? Are we in a position we need to? Okay. All right, ordinance 2024-10, electric service connection fee, Mr. Hudson.
Yes, if you remember, Steve Clark presented this and the need for it about doing connection fees, especially when we're doing residential development. So I've developed this ordinance. It's the first reading. You can certainly delay it if you wish. Don't have to, but have to answer. This would just allow you to charge connection fees whenever they're hooking into your system.
So this was, I think we go ahead if we can. I think this would be a unanimous decision, even with the other board members here. This is to help us recoup some of the money that we had previously lost in the past on connection fees. So if we can implement this, the sooner the better. Because where were we at with that previously to this?
This is, we passed the ordinance for developers, but this would be more of a single user. Like if a factory came in or something, it gives us a mechanism to be able to recover some of that cost. And later, when we talk about use, you'll understand why.
Sherry, are you opposed to waiving. Okay, motion to approve, or waive the first reading for ordinance number 2024-10, the electric service connection fee.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Okay. Motion to approve ordinance number 2024-10, the electric service connection fee.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ordinance 2024-11, updating chapter 152 flood damage prevention. First reading, Mr. Coates.
Thank you. Julie and I have been working on this. IDEM and FEMA have requested our ordinances regarding flood damage to be updated, so we have updated those. It's a timing issue to do this. There is one slight change on one. We reference a director of utilities, and that was on
19.
page 19. So we need to, if we waive the first reading and approve it tonight, we need to change that. I recommend to the town manager or designee. So we really don't have a director of utilities.
When we waive the first reading, do we need, or Julie, I'm sorry, does Julie, do you have anything else to add to this?
No, ma'am.
Okay. When we waive that, Dustin, do we have to make mention of that change, or is that
It's
an
on the
actual?
second motion.
Okay.
On the second, when you approve it.
Okay, motion to waive the first reading of ordinance number 2024-11, the updating of chapter 152 for the flood damage prevention.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Motion to approve ordinance 2024-11, updating the chapter 152 flood damage prevention with the change from page 19 from administrator, director of utilities to the town manager or designee.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. All right. Resolution 2024-11, special purchase of a pumper fire truck. Mr. Coates.
Thank you. If you remember, Chief Lawler came and got your preliminary approval subject to my review of purchasing a new pumper fire truck. I reviewed the statutes, and this does qualify as a special purchase. So you can navigate around the normal bidding process. And the resolution outlines that, so you have to approve that first. And then the next item is related to it as well as the actual contract.
I think it's worth mentioning too that special purchase because of the cost savings. Is that correct, guys?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So substantial, in fact,
Yes.
based off of all the other information we can get. So I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2024-11.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 2024-13, municipal lease for pumper fire truck. Mr. Coates.
Thank you. So we haven't done one of these in a while, but the financing to purchase the truck is going to be through municipal lease. We've done this in the past with other, a lot of times it was police vehicles. So this is a resolution approving that and authorizing to enter into those agreements.
Questions? Motion to approve resolution number 2024-13, municipal lease for the pumper fire truck.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 2024-12, appointment of appraisers. Mr. Coates.
We got fire service.
I did, let's get right over that, I apologize. Let's go back to Fire Service Incorporated pumper fire truck sales contract.
So, Mr. President, this is the actual contract with the company to purchase the pumper truck.
And this is, you got your seal of approval written all over it, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Sherry, you have any questions? I'll make a motion then to approve the contract for the new pumper fire truck with the Fire Services Inc.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Now I'll get back online. Resolution 2024-12, appointment of appraisers. Dustin.
Thank you. This resolution formally appoints the two designated appraisers to appraise the property there downtown that we may be interested in purchasing. If you remember, This process, this is the first step. It doesn't bind you to purchase the property. It just elects the appraisers and they conduct their review and appraisal. And then they submit that to the town offices, so it's a public record. And then your maximum offer on the property has to be the average of two appraisals. But again, if it's some, the data comes back, this does not bind you to have to purchase the property.
Questions, Dustin? Or, Brian? Okay. Sherry? Make a motion to pass, to approve resolution number 2024-12.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Setting public hearing for rezoning request, Mr. Huddleston.
Thank you. Edward Planning Commission met, and this was on, yes, May 21st. This was on petitioner Mr. Elbert, for a subject property. He's requested to rezone the subject parcel from R5 medium density residential to RB roadside business. The Planning Commission is the first step in a rezoning, and they make a recommendation. And the recommendation is a favorable recommendation to the town council to rezone the property, subject to one condition that the petitioner gets permission from the state of Indiana to have direct access to US 31. This person abuts US 31, but it doesn't have access right now. So the Planning Commission, for the recommendation of Ms. Young, has made that a condition. So today, we have to set a public hearing for that since it's a change in the zoning. We were going to have a hearing on June 24th, but since we could not meet Monday, we don't have enough time frame, a 10-day period to advertise. So actually, the public hearing will be on July 8th.
Well, I'm sorry, can you repeat the 31 access again?
Yes.
It's right there on 31 and,
The petitioner, and subject to the rezoning, would have to obtain a permit from the state of Indiana to access US 31 directly. Right now, he does not have access. You have to go through a neighborhood.
And the property's at 104 South Hall Street.
no,
No.
it's on 31 right, you were correct, the whole story is in that other section.
Okay,
That's
so that's before was throwing me off. That's
Yeah.
what I was trying to figure out where that was at. Because there's no access to 31
No.
Hall
No,
Street.
it's right there on 31.
I said 104.
Yeah, sorry, I just, maybe you didn't, but that was what was throwing me off, so. And it was favorable contingent upon the state's.
Yes, the access. So all you need to do today is set the public hearing for July 8th, and then we'll run the advertising.
So July 8th is the date.
That's correct. You have to have 10 days notice. We can't meet June 24th, since we couldn't meet Monday. We can't do the 10-day timeframe, so you have to push it to July 8th.
Okay. Any questions? Okay. Motion to set the public hearing for the rezoning request as presented for July 8th, 2024.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Before we go further, back on the fire truck, we need motions for Ryan to sign those contracts.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Is it the lease and
The municipal lease
the
and
sales contract?
fire service contract.
So the fire service contract with, that's who's the man, who has the truck, and then the lease is with the finance. Okay.
Are those two separate?
Two separate
Yes.
things.
Okay. So which one was first?
The 2024-13 resolution.
Okay.
This one right here.
Motion for Council President Piercefield to sign off on the lease for the pumper fire truck.
All in favor?
Aye. Okay, now the actual sales contract. Motion for Council President Piercefield to sign off on the Fire Service Inc. Sales contract for the new fire truck.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Rhonda.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, the AMP construction agreement, Mr. Hudson.
Thank you. Do you remember this was presented again by Mr. Clark, and we got the agreement with the entity to perform the services on poles. Go ahead.
Yeah, for the Comcast matrix.
Yes. There is one change on Exhibit A, which is a typographical error. That was
635.
it should be stated as added, just a typographical error. So if you approve it, it's subject to that change. So on page 35, paragraph 11, says add or should be added. So just take out the mark.
Subject to approval contingent upon that.
Yep.
Change.
So
Steve Amps looked at this and decided.
They've actually signed a copy of the draft that you sent, I think it's in there, I know they got it put up here for Ryan to sign, but they have executed it. So it's ready for Ryan.
So there needs to be a second motion for me to sign as well.
Correct.
motion to approve the construction agreement, subject to the change, the spelling correction on page 35. Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Motion for Council President Piercefield to sign off on the AMP construction agreement. Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Sure.
The annual P&C insurance renewal, this,
It's time for the annual renewal for Gregory Appel for the property and casualty insurance, and they are here to make a presentation for you. Answer any questions?
Council, Andy Brown here with Gregory Appel Insurance. Good to see you, and my colleague Charlie Vaught. Start off with good news. In fact, everything's good news. Through the town's efforts and Charlie Vaught's efforts, you may have remembered me talking about workers' compensation experience mod, where 1.00 is average. Anything below 1, you're in a good credit mod. Anything above 1, we're paying a little bit more for our work comp insurance than we should be. So this year, your mod dropped from a 1.39 to 0.93. So it's resulting in over $10,000 of savings on your workers' compensation, which is fantastic. You know, everybody wants to lower their cost of risk, and the main way to do that is to prevent claims from happening. And workers' compensation is the one line of coverage that we have the most control over final pricing. So Charlie Vaught, my colleague here, has participated in the safety committee meetings for 6 years now, 7 years, isn't it? And many of the department heads in here should be congratulated as well. That's a direct impact on the town's overall cost of risk. The property market and the law enforcement market, Chief Lewis, sorry, is very strange right now from a public entity standpoint. We've had 5 insurance companies, all they do for a living is public entities, have completely pulled out of the public entity space just because they can't get on top of the law enforcement coverages, or the claims, I should say. Empathetic judicial systems allowing significant multi-million-dollar, here in the state of Indiana too. Used to be that wasn't the case, but now it is. And so we have your liability coverages with Selective, an excellent insurance company. We did look at other companies, but really no reason to move from Selective. I think you have the proposal page in front of you. There were some increases, but a little bit of that is rate, again, just because of the overall market condition. But a lot of it is because of your exposure changes. So you have more cars, more value in your cars, more property. So overall, if you take everything into consideration between the liability and the property, workers' compensation, the town's renewal increase is 3.73%. which we're seeing 10 to 15% increases, primarily driven by property. And everybody's got newspaper or TV. The property market has just been decimated really the last 3 years. And it's not just like, if you think of last year, normally it's a Florida hurricane with the trains of hurricanes coming in, or Texas or whatever. That impacted every part of the country, from fires in Hawaii to flooding in the Northeast. So the property market has been very strained. But overall, a 3.73% increase is excellent. And that's to be congratulated, everybody again in this room. Your insurance company, Selective, maybe a little bit of Gregory Pell's hard work as well. That's kind of my intro. Any questions I can answer or anything? I will just add, Mary and I talked through the year. We really don't have a lot of the AD&D claims. We did have one this year that was initially started out a little bumpy. We just, it wasn't put to the right, we helped find the right person to talk to. But we did get you an optional AD&D quote through Chubb. There's some efficiencies versus the 6 policies. There's 3 policies with Chubb. Chubb probably has some enhancements, but so does your current carrier. Axis has some enhancement. Between the 2 of them, you can throw a blanket over them from a cost perspective. As long as Mary and the town agrees, I see no reason to change your AD&D carrier.
Quick question, you guys, do you cover the dam insurance for us?
The dam is currently,
So when that's gone, and it will be gone,
yep.
is that something we can save?
Yeah. So historically, and we've talked about, and from the past, that probably has prevented some insurance companies from participating. That would open it up a little bit more, but truth of the matter is, and I think we talked about it last year, we're always going to have our finger on the pulse of the market conditions on behalf of the town. This renewal I felt was excellent in a very, very difficult market condition for Selective. Everybody wants lower costs, and we don't need to do that every year, which I think the town council agreed to in the past. We're happy to look at other carriers going forward. But I feel like as long as Selective is fair on renewals, the town should absolutely work to partner and enjoy a little bit tenured benefit with Selective. If they ever go, I'm on record here, so I better clean it up. If they ever go crazy, we'll have our finger on the pulse, and at that time we'll be able to access carriers. And again, at the town, I think it was a 3-year cycle that we talked about. We're in the 2nd year now. More carriers would be in play in normal times. We're not in normal times right now.
Can you, and I don't want to put you on the spot, because we are on the record, but do you have any idea what that's going to save the community moving forward for that dam? Because it was such a hard thing to insure.
Yeah. This is like a homeowner's policy. If you put a alarm system, you get a 10% discount. It's really not a percentage. It's either a yes or no. The biggest thing, as I was talking about the workers' compensation, by removing a structure like that, preventing claims, if we were to have another claim with that structure, it may put everything in jeopardy, may put Selective in jeopardy. So by avoiding claims, the town's doing its due diligence to reduce its cost of risk. So there's not necessarily a percentage that we could put on it. It's either, but yes, we can insure the town for the exposures that are presented, or no, we can't. How'd I do on that?
You didn't give me a number, but I didn't expect you to. That's fine. And really, in terms, it may not be a number you can grab right now,
Right.
but if you don't have any workers' comp claims, obviously your rates drop. If you don't have the liability, you don't have the risk, your rates can drop.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely. And then, the insurance market is cyclical. A more calmer type market hopefully will be on the horizon. Maybe I can start growing some hair back or something, but, there'll be more insurance is plentiful. And, right now you got this insurance company home offices that they sooner not have the exposure than the premium right now.
You basically covered a lot of things that my own personal insurance folks told me, so.
Yes.
I agree with staying where we are with Mary, that's what you and Rhonda have discussed as well, correct?
And Selective's been very good to work with.
Yeah.
I worked through Gregory and Appel, and Selective is, we had a claim the other day, and they've already reached out to me.
Great. I personally am fine with keeping it.
There is a change. Is that where we want to make that decision tonight?
Is a decision you can make tonight?
It renews 6/25, so if it's not made tonight, then it has to be at the next meeting.
Go ahead.
Do you have any questions, Shannon? I make a motion to approve the annual insurance renewal with the Gregory and Appel. Is that correct? Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
And it's an honor to serve you. Thank you.
Robert,
Wessler invoice 4424.
you'll have to approve, so when the contracts come in for Ryan to sign.
Ryan to sign.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let's stay on
I don't know, maybe this better.
that. You missed
What's
that
he
one.
signing off on, Mary? Done.
Once they get the contracts,
Okay.
in.
Motion for Council President Pierceville to sign off on the insurance renewal.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now, check.
Thanks, Mary.
Thank you. Wessler invoice 44246 for water treatment plant.
Okay, Western Water Treatment Plant, there's an invoice, it's on the engineering for the water treatment plant. Bill, is there still gonna be some more?
Yeah, there'll probably be more when we get the final payment, done with the one which is submitted for the, May 23.
Okay.
Once it's done, then we'll have some more stuff to clean up what's left in the account. Engineering fees to pay that out, wherever it's going or where we're going.
All right. The amount's $1,766, so need a motion to approve, a motion for Mr. Ryan to sign.
Sure you have any questions? Motion to approve Westler invoice 44246 for the water treatment plant in the amount of $1,766.25.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Motion for Council President Pierceville to sign off on Westler invoice number 44246.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the donation to the John R. Driver Community Center. Ms. Rhonda.
The Conover Foundation makes an annual donation for the John R. Gardner Community Center, and we received a check this week, and we just need your approval to accept that donation.
Questions? Motion to approve the donation to the John R. Garber Community Center for $2,000.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, the phosphorus removal chemical quote, Mr. Jeske.
I want to say this is an annual thing, but as it turns out, it's a little bit more than that. Depending on flow and the amount of phosphorus that's in our system, it dictates how much of this chemical we have to use to get the phosphorus removed out of the stream.
of wastewater. So this is, I'm asking for $35,715.60 to purchase another load. That's 12 totes. In the future, I still would like to get a bulk system in place, but we're not in a position to do that just yet, so if you have any questions about this.
Monetarily wise or storage wise?
Monetarily wise, with the project for 252 coming on, it really it's taken everything out of the budget to do much of anything actually. So.
You are time constrained for this, we need to,
We have 2 totes left, which is about 6 weeks. So they say 3 weeks to get it here. So it's not really tight, but I'd like to get it ordered.
Now that price, is that the escalation price or inflation price, is that locked? It wouldn't-
No, it's not locked, but it is the same price we paid last year.
Okay.
So it hasn't went up. I did reach out, there's 3 suppliers with this in the United States. I reached out to the other 2. They can't even come close to touching this price unless we was bulk, and then we could probably save another 8,000 or 9,000 whenever we can accomplish that, so.
so we're okay, Dustin, approving this with just the one.
Yes, that's,
Show you any questions?
And I can supply other quotes if you need.
No,
I think that's where we need to be.
I think so. I make a motion to approve the phosphorus removal chemical from the Crofton Technologies for the $35,715.60. That's it.
All in favor?
Aye.
And Ryan,
Yes.
can you sign this?
Yes.
Okay, I'll just leave that first.
Motion, right, do I have to have a motion
It's
for
on this.
Ryan to sign off on it? Okay. Motion for Council President Pierceville to sign off on the Crofton Technologies LLC phosphorus quote. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Well, you guys have created a lot of work.
We have.
I was trying to get out of that one. I didn't want you to happen.
all right. Purchase of 2 transformers for George Boots.
Mr. Clark.
And you've been down to the industrial park, you've seen that George Utes is moving a bunch of dirt and adding on to their factory, which is a good thing for us. The load that they're gonna add in is substantial. I'm glad that we just passed that previous ordinance dealing with future growth. This particular case does not apply because George Utes is one of 3 of our customers that are in a certain rate category that they get a discounted demand and discounted energy cost because they own their own equipment. They own all their facilities past the meter point. So it doesn't directly apply to them, but I've had a lot of conversations with them in the planning and this and that. They asked if I could help acquire the transformers and they will pay for them because we actually get a substantial discount. I reached out to suppliers, and if not, this market is crazy right now. It's hard to even get pricing. Getting a new one, no one will guarantee when you get it. So I gave all these quotes to Utes because ultimately they're the ones that are going to be purchasing this and let them make the decision. And they would like to purchase 2 of the Solomon remanufactured units for $102,000 and change a piece. With their expansion, they're setting up that they could have potentially 6 of these transformers sitting on that property just feeding this one addition, which load-wise would be at least half of what we currently consume for the entire town just for this new addition. So they're a great customer of ours, so I think we should try to help out and help them save some money. This particular transformer, $102,000 change, if they bought it direct from Sunbelt, is about $128,000 a piece. So by us assisting them, they're saving money. So with your permission, I'd like to order 2 of these and they will reimburse us. They've actually given me a PO, but I'm sure we're gonna need some other paperwork or something Dustin would want for the reimbursement mechanism, but they got a 50-week lead time, so I, with their time frame, they need to get purchased or ordered at least.
So I guess my question is if you order them, then do we pay them and they pay us back? Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Okay.
And since they've already gave us a PO, we're already committed to it.
They've committed to it, but I'm sure there's gonna be some additional paperwork. And there's gonna be a few other small things, like the wire and the switch here to feed this. That'll be the same deal. I'll help them source it and find it, because we can get a better deal for them. But they will also reimburse us as a nut.
They have been a great asset to our community. They've helped with the fire department. I don't know if they gave anything to you guys. I don't know. I know they have.
Just some accolades once in a while.
Just, yeah, I know they have for Justin. They are great to have in our community, so I'm all for helping them as much as.
Absolutely. A customer like that, it's great that they're expanding in our area, and especially the amount that they're, I mean, I don't know whether you remember with the whole substation, how we had to change transformers, get bigger transformers, it's because of that. Which is good for us, but it's just more added expense, but if we can help them, I think it's a good idea.
Well, there's nothing to review yet for Dustin, so we're purchasing. They'll be the town's property.
And then we'll make an agreement or something to
Yeah, so
transfer
we're-
ownership to
We
them.
can draw that purchasing authority agreement later, but we're gonna purchase them as the town first, so.
Right, okay.
We need to get them on, we need to get them in motion.
Sharon, you have any questions?
I guess I'm questioning, where is the money gonna come out of the town? Do we get, just out of your department? Okay.
It will until we get reimbursed. And we don't pay for any of this until we receive delivery in 50-some weeks. So next year, when we receive these two transformers, then we will get the bill, at which point use will pay us.
So it's a good faith sign.
Yeah, we've got a relationship with Sunbelt. We buy transformers and back and forth. We ship them our used scrap and that kind of stuff. So we've had a long-term relationship with them, that we've got an account with them, that they don't require a deposit or anything up front.
I make a motion to approve the purchase of the two transformers for the George Boots Company from the Sunbelt Saw Line.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Ryan, something, did you have to sign anything? You have to sign something?
That used to be all right.
Okay,
Okay.
good.
Save your signatures.
Yeah, there you go. Somebody did. Okay. Mr. Bill, purchase of vac truck for utilities. Now careful.
I've been working on this for several months and just been busy and hadn't had a chance and keep getting quotes, and I finally got some quotes, and this one here, it's through Brown Equipment Company for the price of $577.05. It's a non-stock item that is due in September, October. I've got two other quotes that I didn't bring, I got them, but I didn't give you a copy of them because they're $675, $675,000, so they're $100,000 more. They're just stock units that they have in stock. But this one has a 4-inch, 800-gallon-a-minute trash pump to pump off the truck so we can pump while we're vacuuming instead of having to go dump sometimes, or dump in the street like we did the night before Thanksgiving.
So you can D10 off of the.
Yes. Yeah. So this truck wouldn't be in until September, or October. It's through Sourcewell. There's a Sourcewell number on here for Dustin to be able to look at and do. I don't know what all he needs to do. But the way Sourcewell works, we get a $28,000 or $17,000 discount on this one. So, which still puts it $100,000 cheaper than the other ones. And like I said, this has an option that the other ones don't. So,
This is a ramp vac? Is that the manufacturer of the?
yes.
Okay.
So, and they brought one down and we displayed it. It has, the tanks are polycarbonate and it has a heated system, so the water we don't have, like right now, when we fill up our back truck now, we fit 2,000 gallons in it and go out and use it for 3 hours and use 100 gallons. We have to dump out 1,900 gallons because it can't set in the tanks. It tears the aluminum tanks up. With this polycarbonate, we can fill it up as we need it. We don't have to drain it every time. And it has a heating system so we can heat it while we're keeping it out in the cold weather versus the other one we have a hard time doing. So the paying for it would be financing, and once we get approval for you guys to purchase it, then we'll work with Mary to go through probably the same one you did the fire department, do an annual payment split between the water, electric, and the sewer department. And then we have one truck that's been shot being repaired for how many months now, Bob?
too low.
Yeah, so it needs to be sold. We'll get it going, sell it on gut deals. The other back truck, we'll just let the sewer department have it, because it's got a combination where they can clean, sewers with it. And this truck is a hydrovac only, so there will be no cross contamination with the sewer.
What blower's on this bill?
It's the,
What roots is it? I
I
see it on there.
got a different paper here that's got a breakdown of all of that. I'm gonna look at it.
I just didn't see it on there. I was curious.
Chicken brewer breakers. It doesn't say on here.
What's their warranty?
1 year. On 1 year on the body and the back part of it, the truck, whatever the manufacturer's warranty is, which is usually 1 year. Like I said, the other truck, the new one we bought in 19, we didn't have it 2 weeks and used it, the motor was bad in it already, had to get a brand new motor in, that it was covered 100% and cost us a ton. So, with that being said, I don't know what Dustin needs to do for it since it's through Sourcewell. I can still prove the other quotes, but with Sourcewell, it has the Sourcewell account on it for Dustin down at the bottom, so he can do what he needs. And they're holding the truck for us, on contingency that you approve this, and then we just, once we get everything through, when it comes in, we'll get possession of it. If not, they don't have the truck. We just had to save it because they sell so fast.
What was that when I asked you about earlier, you saved several thousands of dollars because,
The other truck was $675,000. And then there's another truck that we went and looked at today that's used new, so it's a demo truck. They said we got possession of it, and it's gonna be around $645,000. So this is the best truck. It's got the optional one on the knee pump. It's got an 12-inch, I know we talked about that. It's an 18-inch blower fan vacuum system.
8-inch vacuum hose, so it's
Yes.
still 8-inch intake.
Yes, and then they recommend just switching down to a 6-inch for major stuff, but this one will go 8, 10, 12 feet pretty easy. So, just we're gonna split the money and get financing on it, pay it monthly or yearly, twice, maybe, I don't know, we just have to look at the best financing option.
This was gonna be paid for, through electric, you were all gonna have some part of this, right?
Like 3 of us, let's say, an annual payment or whatever, what biannual or something. Whatever we choose, just whatever the best rate is. That way, because we're just bleeding money with everything else, and I just really don't want to pay out.
This is really for the insurance gentlemen that aren't here, but this is gonna prevent a lot of damage. We already have it, we already run it, but this unit in particular will be more helpful in preventing any underground damage occurrences, because I run 4 of them, I know, and you can be right on a gas line and not damage it at all.
And you can dig a small hole with it versus a backhoe, you gotta have one as big as that table every time, just because of
And
the
it's
way.
gonna make our street cuts easier, so it'll make everything easier.
So I just, we'd like to get one, so we don't have to share with wastewater, not that we don't want to, but cross contamination with the water. So with that being said, I thought this was the best option, and like I said, even though we're having to wait a couple months to get it, the price is a whole lot better than anything else. So,
So if you want to approve, you say, approve the purchase of the back truck subject to legal review. Same process we did with the pumper truck. And then if it's a special purchase, I'll prepare the resolution to memorialize it. And I'll get with Bill on the details.
did you get a copy of this?
I'll just email it.
There you go.
Sorry, I stole it.
I got a color copy, or I got a dark black and white, if you're one.
No.
motion to purchase the back truck for the utility department, subject to legal review. The company is the Brown Equipment Company. The vehicle quote was $577,105.48.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, do you want Mary to go ahead and start looking at financing too, or do you want to wait on later?
So that it'd be ready for the next meeting.
I think we need to look, yeah, I guess we'll do it the same way with, like,
Can you do
Justin
that, please?
found.
Yeah, I'd like to know.
Can you get with, you guys, if you use the same vendor, we use the same,
Yeah,
so.
same guy, First Bankers, that we've used for years,
Unless you want to just give it.
municipal.
I would like to have it for that price. I think it's a phenomenal price. Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you. All right, go to other business. Sweet, you got anything else?
I'd just like to thank Daniel. He gave me a thorough tour of everything for the park. I had no idea there was so much involved with the park department. So Jerry, so I want to thank him for it. And thank you to everybody who I email frequently saying, what does this mean? I don't understand this. And you're right time to get back to me quickly. Thank you.
Sure.
Does that mean, hang on, I was gonna ask Justin, but does that mean that they go to stations now to, this is about, Justin, I just had a question in reference to the removal of the gasoline and diesel pumps, at the street department, but so now then you'll go
So we,
Local vendor.
yeah, so we used to have them at the
at the
station two,
actual,
and we would go out and get them, and now they have the ability, if they're in Indianapolis in the ambulance, correct me if I'm
They
wrong,
can
they
just
can use the
go-
wax card and, yeah.
gotcha, okay. I thought that's what it meant, but I just wanted to double check. And thanks to the Conover Foundation for your donation again, Daniel. I did forget about that, like I said, yearly, just a reference, I didn't remember seeing that check.
They've done that ever since we were previous to even opening that year, when we were just trying to get it up. They've been very faithful to get towards it.
Julie, thanks for all your extra help going on. We've got
Yes, ma'am.
put on you now, so I know that's a lot, but we're very grateful for you.
Thank you.
That's all I have.
I'd like to give you guys a town manager report, but really, these guys, they're the rock stars, everybody here. I feel like I'm kind of just trying to keep up with emails at 11 o'clock at night, and so apologize to all of you guys, because that's when most of my emails come through, and you're like, that's Ryan, every time it chimes, but that's when I seem to be able to find the time to most respond to everything, unless it's really pressing. To my understanding, I know probably a little bit of a sensitive subject, but we lost a member of our department today, 2 days ago? I believe. Yesterday. Mr. Frank Bryan, who retired full-time in the street department, came back part-time. Was working out he's a great guy, great people. It's a real valuable asset to our community and our town. And our condolences to his family and everything. And I just feel like I hate to lose anybody, but especially a member of our workforce. So, kind of keep their family and all of his friends in your prayers. Really don't have a whole lot else. I've been working with Justin and Dustin all the time. And Rhonda and Mary, I can't thank you guys enough. And Julie's an unsung hero out there, guys. She is really getting with it, doing a good job. She was a very good catch. We're very lucky to have. We're lucky to have all you guys. Now that I've been there a lot deeper than I've been in a while, I can see that. So this community is very fortunate to have all of you. So thank you. Do you have anything, Ron? Dustin?
No, sir.
All right. Chief Little?
Public safety, baby. That's all there is to it. We're one team.
Yeah.
And we've been able to show that many a time. So it's a breath of fresh air. So other than that, we're living the dream one day at a time, or one nightmare at a time.
Well, you guys have done a phenomenal job. We had things, we've always had this organization in place, but I feel like we're at our top notch right now with you two as leaders. I'm very proud of you two. I'm very proud of what you guys have created.
Yeah, I forgot, but I was gonna bring you some pictures. I'll bring some pictures. Unfortunately, we had a really nasty fire, and when I got there, I'm like, oh my gosh, the whole house is gone. These guys knocked it down to a half a house, where we actually went in and were able to get these people's guitars that were in still good shape. I got papers and birth certificates that these guys went in. Unfortunately, we lost a lot of animals in the fire, which kind of sucked, but, we even did CPR on a dog, which is my first. But what they accomplished was impressive. I mean, when you see this picture, I'll drop it off. It's a body cam picture of this house. All you see is this big, glow. And then afterwards, afterwards, we take the pictures, because we're doing the investigation piece. Like half the house is just untouched. Like you could tell the color of the walls. And that could not happen had it been, even when we were volunteering, we had a great department as a volunteer, but they could not have got there as fast as they could have. Justin almost beat me there. So, and he was asleep, I think. Yeah, pretty much.
What'd you pay? Because that was really good. It was nice.
I got the pictures to prove it. I was rather, it was an impressive thing.
Good. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Bob, do you have anything else?
Nothing that pertains to right this moment, so I do have some stuff to talk to you about afterwards, so.
All right.
I got some bad news. Mr. Johnny Burton has officially turned in his notice to retire. July 31st will be his last official day. So he'll be well missed. He does a lot for this town and more than you can put on paper. I mean, the department in here can vouch for that. And with that, I've talked with Mary and I've talked with a bunch of the department heads. I think we need to look to try to replace that position as quick as possible. But I think we need to look at potentially restructuring where that person is as well as a job title for them. So with the permission, I'd like to post something or have Mary post something so we can start looking for a maintenance person. And then where it gets landed, I mean, that can be further conversation or what we need to do with that. But I have no problem housing it, but it just doesn't fall in my department and it doesn't, there's no structure for it. He doesn't really have a classification anywhere, that's where it fell.
Yeah. That his title is a groundsman.
It's a groundsman because
We don't
that's what's
have
in the
that
structure.
position.
We didn't have any maintenance technician or anything for the town structure. So it didn't make sense, but it worked. I just think that we need to kind of clean that up, go forward.
Okay. We'll work on that.
Yeah, and in doing that, we will have to amend the salary ordinance to add that new position.
Very good. All right. Daniel?
Well, we're moving along, busy, guys are doing a great job working in now the hotter days, so I appreciate them for that. I do want to do a shout out for Mike Bryant and Eric Whitlock that had our CPO class and they both passed, so they're both certified pool operators along with myself. There's a lot that goes into that. It's a multi-day class, test that follows. They give you 3 hours to complete, so it's a thorough test. So pool sometimes probably doesn't seem like it's as complex as what it can be, but there's a lot of work going into that, so I appreciate them for doing that.
Thank you, Daniel. Bill, you got anything else?
Westlers has been on the ground all week doing lead and copper inventory on I think there's 700 meter pits they've got to open inventory to make sure it's lead or copper or galvanized or poly or whatever. So when we get that done, then we'll figure out from there where we're going, but the inventory's got to be submitted to October the 16th of this year to the EPA. And then hopefully that'll give us more time for funding for more grants to replace what we need to replace. So the original first two grants were $10,000 apiece. This last one was $100,000. It turned out to be where Westlers is the one that received that again, so it doesn't cost us anything. So anyway, they took care of it. We didn't have to do bonding, we didn't have to do nothing. So that makes it nice. Right now, the contract they have is for $25,000, so they'll leave some money over to do potholing and stuff. So we'll get busy throughout the year. We just got to get it done before October the 16th. So
Kind of touch base on that. There's a push from the federal level to remove all lead because of birth defects and lead lines were used in the 40s and 50s. And the organization that I contract for, we were doing the same thing. So Westler is steering that process. And then eventually when they're determined what they are, jump in if I'm wrong, we'll have an organization that will hope to get federal money for it to replace all those copper service lines. Citizens is currently doing all around Indianapolis right now, and so is Indiana American Water. So something that's good for the community, and lot of old service lines.
And maintain lead services, and in my 20 years here, we don't have any. We got lead goosenecks, and they're not counting those because it's a short piece. And all that is to come off the main, get it where they need to go, then they go to galvanized or copper. So it's still an inventory that's gotta be, and they call it unknown if we don't physically see that. So that's where we're at. I know we have 1,998 services, and we've replaced, since I've been here, about 1,400 of them over the years. So we're
Really good shape.
we're scrabbling, getting close. I mean, we don't have millions of dollars it's gonna take for citizens in Indianapolis they use 100 million gallons of water a day, so, in all citizens area.
Yeah.
So, my little old CCR reports about that, why there's a look, so,
Thank you, Bill.
sorry.
Justin?
Nothing further, just thanks again for the fire truck purchase, and thank Dustin for his work as well. Back and forth, get across the finish line, but looks like we got here tonight, so appreciate it.
Thank you, Justin. Julie?
Nothing else, sir?
Mary, you're here, so you're gonna get called on.
No.
Come on, Mary. He would love you all the time anyway.
Send you an email. Open it for public comment. Please state your name and your address for the record if they're already. Okay, being there's none.
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all for attending.